the magnet grips the steel. The annular cutter to activate the oil flow. The drill's not going to fall off. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing a tool that I've never actually even seen in real life before, and certainly haven't used one. It's called a magnetic drill. It's like a little drill press, except instead of bringing the work to the drill press, you bring the drill press to the work. So if you've got things that are too big to go on a regular stationary drill press, a magnetic drill is the thing to use. It's got a magnetic base, like the name suggests, and that can stick to any kind of ferrous metal, so you can do the drilling you need to do. Like I said, I've heard about these tools, never seen one, never used one, but let's start by opening it up. This may be the biggest tool case in my collection so far. Always like a tool with a case, because tools are great as far as they go, but you always need supplies and things to go with them. Might look at these later. Okay, this kit comes with two decent-sized batteries. These are 8 amp hour, which is kind of what you'd expect, because I'm sure this tool is going to use a lot of juice, especially if you are drilling some thick metal. So, okay, pretty substantial. And then there's the magnet. Okay. One thing I've always wondered is how you activate and deactivate the magnet. Because if it's strong enough to hold this against drilling pressure, it's going to maybe kind of hard to take off. So I'll figure out that in a minute. Another battery here. Now, as you'd expect with anything that's drilling in metal, lubrication's probably a great idea, and that's what this is for here. I think what I'm going to do here is spend a little bit of time with the manual, and then I'm going to come back educated and show you how it all works. So I've got the magnetic drill set up for a job here. I'll show you all the features and stuff later. Strictly speaking, I could have wrestled this big piece of angle iron onto my drill press to drill the holes I need to drill, but it would be a big hassle. It's easier to be precise when you can bring the drill press to the work. And really, the magnetic drills are for those jobs where you just can't possibly bring the work to the drill press. So we're all ready to go. The magnet's engaged. Things are solid. I've got some cutting fluid here. Cutting fluid is necessary when you're drilling heavy metal like this. It's just got a magnet on it. It feeds into the bit, so when I turn the valve on, it should start flowing down. Maybe it just takes a little while. The line is full, but I'll start drilling now. Before I do, I want to mention one thing. This drill can accept two kinds of cutters. One is what they call an annular cutter, which is like a machinist's tool, really. And that's what I'm using to bore these holes. But if you want to use regular bits, there's a chuck here that can be fitted to the machine too. But more on those little details later. But let's see if we can get this thing to work here. Well, that might be the easiest 9/16 inch hole I've ever drilled in steel. And this is thick too. It's 3/8 of an inch. This is what you want to see. You want to see kind of a bird's nest of shavings. That shows that it's been advancing into the cut as it should. And that's pretty well it. You can see this spring-loaded thing does in fact activate the oil flow when it gets pushed in during the drilling operation. So I've got more holes to drill, but before I just go ahead and do that, I'll show you how it actually gets adjusted and moved. This knob controls whether the magnet grips the steel or not. And right now it's in grip mode. It holds on with about 1,600 pounds of force, so that's not going anywhere. It doesn't need the battery in order to generate that magnetism. It's not an electromagnet like on some of these magnetic drills. So if you run out of juice in your battery, the drill's not going to fall off. So when you turn it counterclockwise all the way, now you can move the thing around. I'm going to drill this hole next. So I'm just going to center punch it here. Precision's not super important with this job, but might as well be careful when we can. If I had this in a drill press, it would be more difficult to wrestle it around until I had the hole, the centerpiece here exactly where I want it to be. But it's quite easy to move the drill. So I'm in position, and I'm going to tighten up this knob again. Now I can tighten it. Let me see here. I can tighten it a little bit, and it gets solid. But watch what happens. I'm partially tightened. I have the battery in, and it doesn't turn on. And the reason for that is because this knob has to be tightened all the way for the machine to start up. And all the way in this case means lining up this silver line here with the corresponding silver line on the body of the machine. So now it's fully tightened. We have full magnet pressure, and this thing is solid. And it'll start. Before I drill this next hole, just want to explain a few other things. This cutting oil reservoir is pretty important. If you want your bits to last, you got to have cutting oil, not just regular oil, but actual cutting oil. And it's got a magnet on it, so it can clip on that side of the machine. It can also clip on this side of the machine, although the handle's going to hit in this particular application. But this could go anywhere. Let's say I'm drilling horizontally or at an angle or even upside down. I can just stick this to anything that happens to be around, upright of course, and it's going to do the job for me. So, but it's fine here for now. Oh, while we're at it, let's go back here and take another look at something else. If you look around here, there's a lever on this side of the machine. And the purpose of that lever is to disconnect the motor from this gear mechanism that raises and lowers it. So if I loosen it, now I have the ability to move the motor up and down independently of the mechanism in case I have a really long bit, or for whatever reason I need to get up high like this before I start my hole. But this is fine for now. And we just lock it in position and we're good to go. Kind of handy. You can take this right off. It can go on the other side if you want to work at it from that side. You also do have to take this off when you pack the tool away in its case. So it just clips in place, kind of like the way a socket wrench would. And you can see it's got that 1/2-inch square drive thing and the little ball bearing that retracts when you push the button. Let's try another hole. That smoke is completely normal. That's just the cutting oil heating up. So you actually want to see that because it means there's some cutting oil on it. Another thing to take a look at, there's a light. You don't really need it in the shop here, but on this side there's a button and it just illuminates the work surface. So that's pretty well it in a nutshell. Now, a tool like this is not inexpensive, and unless you drill holes in thick steel that can't be brought to your drill press regularly, you might not be able to justify the expense of this. But then again, you know, if you've got a good shop, you take metalworking seriously, then the cost might make sense. But even if it doesn't, you know these things exist, and they can be rented if you need to do some drilling, because sometimes there's really no substitute for a tool like this when you can't bring the work to the drill press, or it's particularly thick metal like we're working with right now. So I mentioned before that this machine has two chucks that come with it. I mean, one is just this spring-loaded one, grips these annular bits, but if you want to do some work with twist bits, the chuck's got the same kind of end that the annular cutter has, and it just goes in there, and now you're locked. One other thing to keep in mind, there's two speeds on this machine. These big diameter cutters really should be spun at a fairly slow RPM, and that's what the machine is set up to do now. It's 400 RPM, but if I'm going to be using a drill bit, especially the smaller drill bits, I can flip it over and it speeds up to 600 RPM, which is plenty. It's just about ideal for a twist bit in metal like this. There's the machine, the Milwaukee Magnetic Drill in action.